shit just to mess with these drunken hot girls.
I like Stickman, but I don't really like smoking.
Look,
I'm not gonna do it anytime soon, so if that's the case, why are these videos in my recommended? For the past, good god, 2 months, I have discovered an entire underground cult of people in their early 20s drawing crude stickmen, talking about how they got high and peaked in the 8th grade.
I started vaping when I was 14, but I started smoking when I was 13.
Whoa.
And somehow they managed to get millions of views in the process. Look, I don't care about smoking. I don't care if you smoke or get high or whatever. I could care less if you were a stoner. There's friends of mine that smoke all the time, that's just how it is. I have my own personal reasons to hate these guys, and that's exactly what this video is about. I am fed up with these half-assed, philosophical wannabes plaguing my YouTube page and trying to influence the younger generation.
Yes, we got another reaction video. This is
types of guys around girls.
Disclaimer before the rant. Crude language, 13+ content, sour nail hypocrisy, making fun of other YouTubers, scary, and copious amounts of weed. If you can't handle any of that, you gotta go. You're probably already waiting for me to talk about them. Let's just start the video.
How was I supposed to know? You covered creaky doors.
So it all starts when I stumble upon this guy called Chains for Real, a channel that was made around my birthday. That was over a year ago now. And yet, this guy has 1 million subscribers. 1 million in just a single year. By the way, this isn't the first guy that invented the smoking stickman genre. He's not the first one to do it, he's just the first one that I found. I'm gonna use him as the bad example of everything to expect, so listen up. And as you'd expect, videos of him include stuff like when you get too high, types of high people, going to school high, going to school drunk, when you get high and drunk. Hot damn, the guy's dabbled in weed maybe once or twice it looks like. And so I proceeded to binge watch his YouTube videos before realizing they're all the same. Telling stories about drugs and taking drugs is all the channel is, and nothing else. All of his storytime animations end in the exact same way.
So you know that one time when your friend got the weed pack? Well, basically I steal that weed and got super high. And then my parents found out and beat me. Oh no! Y'all, this one time I took these shrooms in front of my McDonald's coworker, and the boss fired me. What? Yo, chat, do not consume that Zaza in front of your McDonald's boss. This is crazy. Here's the 3 stages to getting high in that Zaza.
It's the same story, just a different location. And it hurts my mind how this guy got this much views off of it. Look, Chains, we've all repeated the same things occasionally. We've all made videos that feel the same. I've made videos that often clone each other, and they suck. That's just a part of the YouTube process. You are going to make videos that suck. But that's all what this channel is. It's nothing but terrible content. What the hell are you? His videos consistently clone and loop each other over and over. And yes, I did it too. A lot. So the first game I'll be playing, but now I've stopped. And I expect the same thing from you considering you now have a golden play button. I kind of feel bad for only outing Chains for the last minute, considering that he isn't even the worst channel I'm talking about on here. So now that you know a general description of what kind of content I'm talking about, I'll now begin the entire reason I made this video to begin with. If you thought one channel running on loop was bad enough, have the same video span multiple people. I guess since I went in and watched a bunch of his videos, YouTube must have assumed I liked it. And as such, opened the floodgate for me to like 10 different channels revolving around smoking Stickman. And yes, you guessed it, don't bring any innovation to the table. So Zero, when you get high for the first time. Smacked OG, first time getting high. It's CDB bro, first time eating edibles. Lone E, first time high, first time trying edibles. It's the same story, the same gimmick, and even the same thumbnails and jokes. It's clear that they're aware of this, because some of the channels have done podcasts with one another and appeared to be sub to each other. Let me say this though, the idea of talking about drugs as a storytime animation with these high Stickmen as the character is interesting. It's interesting content in and of itself. It's why me and millions of others watched these to begin with. It was just so out there. But when you take that concept and milk it to the extreme without even making any new topics, just copying the same video over and over again, pumping video after video across a face of channels, you oversaturate the genre and make it disgusting to look at. Some channels even mimic each other's art style. Birdie and the Duck are probably IRL or online friends, because everything about the two is identical. It's interesting too, because me and another YouTuber friend of mine used to make similar content before. But our editing styles, the way we spoke, our jokes in the games, it made each of our videos distinct enough to pass off as our own, instead of just copying the exact same formula and ripping each other off. Some of these drawings aren't even good either. That's subjective, yes, but there are good ways to draw Stickman and there are bad ways. Legit DC and Zero Stickman aren't terrible by any means. But then there's just channels where the figure looked like it took 5 seconds to make. Like bro, what are you staring at? Look up at me. It's low effort, easy to pump out garbage. I'll give an honorable mention to Offending Everybody for easily being the worst person to milk the subject. I don't even have to explain why, just look at these thumbnails. Who is subscribed to this stuff? What do you learn from these?
Have you ever
Looked at a kid
and thought, bro, he is so stupid?
It's like there's nothing to...
Oh wait, I can't make fun of his accent, my bad. Actually, I guess it makes sense why they got successful off of these mindless videos. Since I suppose their viewers are also just stoned losers that like being told the same things over and over again. Cloning videos is already bad enough, but they just couldn't end it with them talking about only overdosing in high school. They couldn't just stay in their bubble of strange content. They just had to go the extra step. And it's this reason that pisses me off the most. These channels, for the life of them, can't shut up about Gen Z. They seem to have it in their mind that Gen Z is ruined and we have entered the Doomer Age. Types of people in Gen Z. The worst Gen Z slang yet. Gen Z slang ruined by TikTok. So yeah, I lied. They don't only just talk about being stoned in the school bathroom, they also love trying to be influencers. Gen Z is complicated. It's the first generation of the smartphone age. That means we're all super depressed and can't get girls. Blah blah blah, whatever. I had my stab at the topic too. But these are the wrong people to talk about these subjects, and I don't like that people listen to them. And as I've implied about their lack of creativity, this applies to their philosophical talks. They don't actually talk about anything meaningful. They just live in these echo chambers and only talk about surface level shallow things.
School presentations. Well, we all have presentations, and
That's
especially
crazy.
when you're called upon,
That's
the anxiety
crazy.
really kicks in.
That's
and when you're up there, you
crazy.
start shaking a whole bunch of
Oh no, guys! Kids these days are now saying glizzy! Oh no! Guys, our generation is so screwed, guys. Guys, here are the types of perverts that go to the gym.
The amount of times my cheeks have been smacked by another dude's hand is insane.
And it bothers me that their comments believe these morons and actually think they're talking about real problems. What's the point of talking about actual real subjects such as toxic love, finding love, complications with smoking, being bullied at school, and how the United States education system is deeply flawed? Why try to talk about any of that when these losers who draw crude stick figures that take 5 seconds to make overgeneralize the entire genre and get more views in the process? They give the illusion that they're talking about deep subjects, But in reality, they're people who probably aren't gonna live past 2030, who try to get with the times by being relatable to people who are 16 and under.
As someone behalf of Gen Z, I'm sorry for 50% of our generation is cringe.
As someone from Gen Z, I apologize for what half of my generation has created.
And honestly, I used to get all wrapped up in hate comments and shit, and like
respond to people, like, and that's just what they're looking for.
They're looking for you to have some kind of reaction.
No, you fucking retard. People are criticizing your videos because you're a ripoff that makes terrible videos. You make mediocre content. Don't be surprised when your comment section responds to that. And when they do, just make better videos, instead of letting your fragile ego get hurt.
the amount of times my cheeks have been smacked by another dude's hand is insane.
Oh, and yeah, relatability. They love trying to do that as well. And by that, I mean either still talking about things people do in high school, or separating regular people into cliques and labeling them as such. They don't even talk about these that seriously. Today, recording this, I go to high school, if you couldn't tell. And yeah, there's tons of people that vape in the bathrooms. There's tons of fights that happen, tyrannical middle-aged farts that control the school, teachers who don't want to be teachers make up the staff, and the culture of my school is often too centralized on materialistic wealth and sports.
I'm getting money like NBA 2K, 20 sports.
Shit's miserable, and that's what I'm gonna have to deal with for a bit longer. And yet, they somehow managed to twist these scenes into some kind of quirky, comical thing they used to do every Tuesday. I don't even think they even know what they're talking about anymore. Like, what the hell is this? Did you actually talk to each and every one of these stereotypes?
But the loner, he's really just in his own world. Like, he's really antisocial and doesn't like talking to other people, leaving them alone with no friends and no one to really talk to.
And don't say that it's all a joke, since money is now on the table, of course.
Socials, I'll leave them down below. Remember to use code WARSHIPS when you use my link in the description for World of Warships.
I hate how they talk like they're keeping it real or whatever, even though some of their content is a bit questionable. Like, Birdie, why are you so perverted? Same with the duck. Don't act like you're against this, you clearly like making this shit. Aw, they even tried to go in the YouTube Shorts direction. And don't act like you hate people who are desperate for clout and money, when you yourself have a Raid Shadow Legends sponsor. Excuse me. They're fake. They're all completely fake. Stop listening to these influencers. I'm tired of it. So, what have we learned? Well, let's put it at face value, okay? Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people watch these 20-something losers who got addicted to vaping in middle school, talking about their stories, and even sprinkle in some other videos like this. Their content is strange beyond drug use. They pretend to talk about deep, real-world issues, but instead just clone each other's stories with no real effort put into the writing or animation. It's everywhere, and I'm sick of people listening to this stuff. Gen Z isn't screwed. You don't go to the gym, stop lying. In conclusion, don't peak in high school. Okay, I was gonna end the video there, but I couldn't help but do one more skit. High school. Whether you like it or hate it, we've all had to go through it. Here's the type of people that go to high school part 2. Before we start though, this video was sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Make sure to use the code SEXYNAIL when you get your perks. So first you got the Reddit Gold admin, and oh my god, these guys are crazy. They're all fat and really antisocial with no one to talk to. Like literally all he does is talk about Reddit. And god, just stay away from these guys for real. Next you got the wannabe rapper. Like bro, for real, this man does not speak bars at all. He also keeps talking really fast to give the illusion that he's talking facts. Stay away from these guys because they are complete menaces. Usually the popular girls will like these kind of people, so you might end up seeing him pimping or something like that, I don't know. Next, we got the Flexer. And bro, we've all experienced the Flexer before. Literally all this guy does and talks about is money. And all he wants is money, bro. Even though he probably like really desperate or something, I don't know. The next student is the quiet kid. And for real, these guys are scary on God. Like, you're telling me that they're doing work in the classroom and they're quiet? Like, who does that? Stay away from these freaks because he's gonna pull an AK on you, no cap, for real, for real. Next up, we got the Vapor. These guys usually hang out in the bathroom to avoid getting seen by the teachers. And they just inhaled that watermelon flavored Zaza, you feel me? How did you get addicted to it, bro? Like, get alive. Okay, and next we have the Thug Shaker. Anyways, I'll see you guys next Sunday as I talk about the 5 levels of being zooted. Thank you guys so much for the subs, y'all. Y'all are a blessing. Thank you for keeping it real.
That bitch, I dip my